What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and it's grab 5 time. We've got a double grab 5 challenge coming up today. Let me know if you like this format of choosing one lot of 5 items and using them on 2 separate pages in the same video. I know you peeps love a grab 5, and so do I. It's a great way to use up some of my older stash and just kind of work my focus on less supplies. So I've got a Me and My Big Ideas sticker pad, which is meant for planners. I've got some tiny word stickers, watercolor palette, rubber embellishments, which is not something I typically use, and then 2 packets of crepe paper, giant embellishments. And I want the focus of this video to be on that large ephemera that I so greatly dislike. I just find it hard to use and I don't know, a bit of a challenge. So for this page, this is a photo of Archie and Aaron, obviously, and we were getting ready to go to his brother's birthday party, which was a nerd theme. And we dressed Archie up in a little button-up shirt and a bow tie and what I like to call a grandpa cardigan, because my grandpa used to wear cardigans just like that. And he just looked so cute. So I wanted to scrap this photo and make it into a layout and not just pop it in my project life. But I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do so. I wanted to start with a white cardstock background to let the colours of his blue cardigan really pop out. So I'm just going through these ephemera packs, and they're from various older collections. So there's, this is testing. Could be Flourish. Could be, I don't know. But they're all of the collections from probably 2018, early 2019. And I had them stashed away, and I finally found them. And I'm going through and trying to find things that match the colours that I wanted to use. So I did want to pick some pieces that had the blues in there, because that was the colour that I really wanted to bring out. And I'm sorting them into separate groups, so keeping them within their collection, but also just getting out the pieces that I thought I might be able to use. And I should tell you, we're going embellishment heavy on this page. So first of all, I really wanted to use that house. I just thought it was so darling, and the party was at my father-in-law's house, so it made sense to use the house. And it's a bit of a big piece that I haven't used anywhere else, just because, I don't know, it's very different to the house that I live in. I wish I lived in that kind of house. Unfortunately, I don't. But I thought it was good on this page because it was, like I said, it was big, and I didn't have to worry about clustering things over the top. So basically what I'm doing is creating my own background paper of sorts using these large ephemera pieces, and this was something that I hadn't tried before, but I really love the way that it turned out, and definitely a strategy that I think I'm going to do again to tackle some of these large ephemera pieces. I think this would also work for chipboard as well. That would be fun to use with chipboard as well, because we all know the chipboard is big. So I've got this cute little bunny that was really fun, and I knew that the bunny and the house were awkward shapes to work with when I'm doing a pattern like this, but in the end they all seem to work together, and I think I was able to kind of jigsaw them into a pattern that worked well with the photo. So have I stuck those all down yet? I waved my ATG like I was just about to stick them down. So we shall soon see if they're stuck or if they're not stuck. No, or maybe the bottom ones are stuck. Yes. So I'm sticking down my photo and just putting a bit of tissue paper behind it just to give it a little layer. I didn't want to do like a paper layer to it because I thought it would just be too much. And look, there's already a whole lot going on this page. I was also considering doing some sort of mixed media background, but I'm glad I didn't. because it was starting to be a lot. I overlapped two of those embellies on the left hand side off the edge of the page, and I really liked the way that that worked out. Who is she? She's using stamps that aren't roller stamps. Now this is a rarity, peeps. This is a real rarity. So I'm making my own title. Ooh, something a bit different. If you'd like to see me try that again, let me know, because stamps are just something that I struggle to use. I think because I don't have a lot of knowledge on different inks, and I don't have a lot of inks in my stash as well. Most of the ones that I use are black, and I love looking at some of the blogs. Like Pink Fresh has beautiful stamping, card making people that post things that I absolutely love, the layered stamps, but I do find them a little bit tricky to work with. So I've got my title here, Geeky Guys, because I thought that it worked out because they were two little geeky guys. Aaron, I don't know if Aaron dressed up. He might have put on a bow tie after this. I'm not sure if he did, but I thought it worked out. And I'm using my little Jane Davenport watercolours, and I've used Stays On purposely so that the ink doesn't run, because I learnt that the hard way, to make sure that you use a permanent ink when doing a technique like this. Okay, I've sped this bit up quite a bit, but I just alternated between doing either a very dark blue, a lighter version of that blue, or little stripes with a very, very tiny paintbrush. In no particular order, I just wanted no two of the same letters to be next to each other. And then I cut those out, and I'm popping them on a little bit of craft foam, because it's not the biggest title that I've ever done. It's quite a petite title, and so with everything going on in the background, I still wanted to make them stand out a little bit. So the craft foam helped to do that, which was handy. I'm trying to figure out where to stick them, and I'm thinking in this bottom like right hand frame that we've got down here, because it's a bit of a crowded layout. But then I'm also considering up here, and in the end I do go with under the photo, and I'm glad I did, because I think it spaces the blue out a little bit. I think if I had put it within that blue frame in the bottom right hand corner, it would have been just a little bit too much. So I'm using some of these tiny word stickers from Flutterby Designs, and I'm just popping some of those there. I've got a big stash of tiny word stickers that I have forgotten about, or that only have like several stickers left on the pages, like these Tim Holtz. These are golden oldies, these ones. I was addicted to these for such a long time. I really, really was. I am looking to make some tiny word stickers for next year, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That would be exciting. I've just got to do some test runs of different sticker papers to find the best fit. But yes, I'm really looking forward to tiny word stickers, because I think they're the type of thing that you can stick on any sort of project. You can use in art journaling, traveler's notebooks, project life, scrapbooking, card making. You can just stick them on your forehead if there's a message that you want the people in your family to know for that day. You can stick them wherever your heart contends. Contends. You know when you think about a phrase too much and it doesn't make sense anymore? I've lost that word. Now, this little container here, it was one that I used to have on my desk. And I will say, since moving to the house that we're currently in, it's no longer out. I think this container may be in one of those miscellaneous boxes that I haven't unpacked yet, but in it is just a collection of what I like to call 3D-ness. So there's rubber embellishments, there's acrylic pieces, some of them are from like kit subscriptions, and they're things that I really love, but I sometimes do struggle to use. And I think it is just because of their their chunkiness. It is a bit tricky. And I decided to include these cute little cameras that a beautiful subscriber sent to me. I think it was Evie. I think Evie sent these to me. And I absolutely love them. And I think I only have a couple left at this point because I've used so many of them on projects. And I backed the circle bit of the camera with some gold glitter cardstock. And then I went through and I found these little orange and yellow stars, which I thought really picked up the yellow. There is a hint of yellow and orange on Aaron's shirt, which is a bit hard to see there, but you can just see it peeking behind the title. And so that's what gave me the inspo to use the yellow and orange highlights with the other ephemera pieces, because I thought with a background like this, if I had just used all blue ephemera pieces, it would have been a lot. I would like to try that though. I would like to try that with ephemera. Maybe I can give that a go. Oh, question. Would you, I think I asked this in a recent video not too long ago, but would you like to see the Challenge Yourself series come back for 2021? And if you would, what categories would you like to see me do? I'm thinking that large ephemera could be another one, and we could have another go at large ephemera and maybe do a monochromatic page with all pieces of ephemera of the same color. I could also try acrylic pieces. That was something that I was going to try last series, but I didn't get a chance to. Now I'm going through because I had remembered that I had forgotten about this planner book of stickers. Alas, there's always one thing in these grab fives that I forget about until the last minute. I think I've only had one video that I actually did just flat out forget it, and it became a grab 4 challenge instead of a grab 5 challenge. I usually remember towards the end, but I had forgotten about the planner stickers. And look, if I had thought about them at the start, I probably would have used some of those large stickers that were just a pattern sticker in that book as some of the background ephemera pieces, but I forgot about that. So I just used, I kind of cheated and just used some of the tiny sprinkly bits, but alas, the planner stickers got on there somehow. So this is a double page layout, I should say. I forgot to say that at the start of this video, but these pages are, I think they're opposite each other in my album. I'm pretty sure they are. Or maybe they're behind each other, but they're of the same night. So this is Aaron's brother Henry, and he's holding our little nerdy Archie. And for this one, I went through the ephemera packs that I worked with in the previous layout, and I picked out tags. Now, tags are such a fun thing to work with, but they can also be a bit of a challenge sometimes. And I find, especially when they're this big, if I'm doing a layout that isn't 12 by 12 size, I find these bigger tags quite difficult to use because they take up a lot. Even if you are clustering things on top of them, they do take up a lot of space. So the first thing I did off camera, just to save a bit of time, is I threaded twine through the holes on the top of the tags. I'm sure that hole has a proper sophisticated name in the tag industry, but I'm just going to call it the tag hole. So I put some twine in my tag holes and a combination of black and white, and then like a white twine with a gold metallic through it as well. And then I'm adding some white cardstock to my photo because it needed something to help it pop. And you can see just by adding that white border, it really does change that page and makes the photo, it really brings out the whites in the photo, I think. If I had just stuck the photo straight onto this dark blackish wood grain background, it would have brought out all of the black tones in the photo. And I really wanted to brighten it up and not make it so dark. I have a couple of papers that I'm working with. These are from, this yellow is from a Citrus Twist Past kit, and I wanted to use it to mimic some of the yellow in the previous page because these are together, but I also wanted to bring out some of the yellow tones that are in the tags. Now, it's not the exact same yellow, but it's a roundabout yellowing of colour. Let's just say that. Then I'm adding a bit of tissue paper, and I really, really want to use this aqua, is this plaid or is this tweed? I never can get those two right. I know what plaid is, but is this still included as a plaid or is it something different? Let me know if it has a proper name. It's not houndstooth. It might have a proper name though. And I really wanted to use it because it just reminded me of, I don't know, I'm stuck in grandpa land, but it reminded me of grandpa cardigans. And not saying that grandpas are nerds, because my dad's a grandpa and I don't think he's a nerd, but I just think of cardigans. It's my first instinct when I think of nerds, which is ironic because I am a nerd and I don't wear cardigans like that. But I don't know, it's just my stereotypical first thought. And you know how we all have our own, through our own experiences, we have random things that remind us of different things. Like in the video that I did I think it was in November as part of the Inkie kit, I was talking about Archie getting the haircut, and dogs remind me of haircuts because of my experience with my mother-in-law's little terrier constantly getting different grooming and basically turning into a completely different dog when it gets its grooming done. So whenever I think of haircuts, I think of little terrier dogs. That's an unusual correlation. And so whenever I think of nerds, I think of cardigans. Not saying that all nerds wear them, but that's just what my mind goes to. So I've sucked down my photo here, and just by matting that photo in the yellow and the green, it really has brought the tags in and it's made them look like they belong there. I put this robot here because robots, nerds like robots too. Now, please don't, if anyone out there likes robots, please do not think I'm calling you a nerd. I am a loud and proud nerd. I love me some indoor time, some quiet time, books, knowledge of things, learning facts, watching documentaries, wearing glasses. I do all the nerd things. So please don't take any offense if I'm saying that things that you like are nerds, like that pattern of cardigan and robots. I'm adding a little grey arrow as well, and I'm trying to figure out what on earth I'm going to call this page and if I'm going to use thickers. And then I found this piece, and this piece has been floating around my stash for years. I think it was part of a Dear Lizzie ephemera pack many years ago, and it's this die cut title that's made out of watercolor paper. And so I grabbed my watercolor palette because that was one of the challenge items, and I remembered to put it in somehow. And I'm trying to figure out where to put it. It looks a little funny right at the top there. So I decided to go over slightly over the photo and fight with my glue to stick this on. I really need to buy one of those skinny, tiny little glue pens that look like a paint pen, but they're glue. If anyone has any recommendations, let me know. Do they work? I had one once and I wasn't a fan of it, but I think it was just the brand, and I think it was just a bit old when I originally bought it. I think it'd been on the shelf for a little too long. But yeah, let me know if you have any recommendations for glues that are good for gluing skinny, tiny little bits and pieces, or if there's a specific glue that has like a skinny top. Like I used to use those, I've forgotten the name of them. Fine line bottles. I used to use the fine line bottles, and then I think mine broke and I couldn't find a replacement where I usually buy my scrappy stuff, so I didn't use it anymore. I'm using my white Uniball gel Signo broad gel pen as always, and I'm just adding a few little highlights to the left side of my title just to give it a bit of extra something. And then the thing I love about dark background papers, which I don't use too often, but the thing that I love about them is that you can just write straight onto them with white gel pen, and I love the way that that looks. I recently did a art journal page. I don't think it's on YouTube yet. I don't think so. No, it's not. It's for early next year. And I did a journal page where I did a whole heap of white writing on a black background, and I love the way that it just pops out, and it's something a bit different because we're so used to, like, in the media that we read, in textbooks and in novels and in newspapers and even on web pages, a lot of the time it's white backgrounds with black text. Why is that? Does anyone know why that is the go-to? Is it because it's easy to read? I have heard that for people with dyslexia, it's actually very difficult to read black text on white backgrounds or white text on black backgrounds. I'd love to know if anyone has dyslexia, if they find that as well, and if they tend to do journaling in a different color or a different format, or do you type your journaling? I'd love to know your thoughts on that, if there's anyone in that situation in my Inklet fam. So once again, I left the planner stickers till last. Whoops-a-daisy. And I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate them. And luckily, there was quite a few of these circle embellishments. So I was able to add 3 of them in kind of a triangle formation, bit of a very slight scalene triangle. And I really like the way that they look because they frame the 2 boys in the photo, and it really, along with the pattern paper in the matting around the photo, it just frames it all in and gives them a little border so that your attention goes straight onto them. Oh, I'm adding another yellow one up the top here just to add another pop of yellow. And then I found some of these little teeny tiny hearts, which you peeps know, any sort of teeny tiny heart or star is a winner in my eyes. And this page is almost done. I have to admit, peeps, I'm battling a major head cold when I record this voiceover. So I hope it has been okay to listen to, and I'm very apologetic about my snuffly nose. Oh, Heidi shine. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your head shine. Shake your heady shine. Oh, no. We won't go up high today. No, no, no. Can't even hit that note on a good day, let alone a snuffly, sniffly day. But yes, so at the time I'm recording this voiceover, a bit snuffly, and I think it's just going to get worse over the next couple of weeks. So I'm hoping to get as many voiceovers in while I still have a voice. But jazz hands, we're finished. And this is one of my favourite pages that I've made in this album, that I think I've flipped through this album already. And I just love the way that the black and white photo pops on the black background, and those tags are such a focal point. I'd love to know your thoughts on, oh, look at them. Love to know your thoughts on which one you like best, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!